Hey everybody, welcome to day 55, right? Today's January 24th, Sunday. Beautiful, quiet Sunday. I live for Sundays. I hope everyone's day is going well. I have a little bit of a topic this morning. Came to me just a little while ago while I was working to talk about guilt. It's something we all deal with on a daily basis. We're all very, very familiar with guilt. He has a familiar face, right? Right. So guilt as a tool. We have tools that we use, correct? Yeah, we have tools that we use to keep ourselves accountable, to measure our progress, things that we use to determine metrics in our life. Guilt is one of those things, and it begins in childhood. We all know that. We've raised children, we were children. You're taught that when you do something wrong, that's against the rules of your parents, or just, basically a wrong thing is with regard to personal character that you're taught by your family, dynamic, that the punishment, whatever, time out, take the toy away. We're taught to feel bad because we did something wrong, right? And so by the time, and assuming that we're going to just condense this down to an average kind of experience growing up, certainly everyone has different experiences, but by the time we're young adults, teenagers, we have guilt coming on without us having to be told that we need to feel guilty. Now, for some of us, as we move into adulthood, we take that with us in a form that's not healthy. If you'll forgive me, kind of a bastardized version of that. We can feel guilty if you're a people pleaser like me. You tend to make decisions. I was taught that all decisions that we make are going to affect the people around us. First of all, the people we live with. After that, the circle outside of that is the people closest to us that love us. Even if you live alone, you don't make decisions in a vacuum. There's somebody that's going to affect. You can even extend that out into your professional clients. Certain decisions you make will affect those clients, right? Even decisions you make for your personal self, for your emotional health, or your physical health will affect who you are and how you are, and that's going to affect everybody that you come in contact with. Enter guilt. Something as simple as saying no to a night out with the girls. Jeff covers that in the training, to stay home and do the work because you committed to this work, this entrepreneurial journey, can bring about some not too nice, results. You could take a few comments, and we've all been there. And then you feel that guilt. You're going around and you're doing the things, and in the back of your head, it's like, oh, they're going to think I blew them off. They're going to think I think I'm better than them. They're going to think blah, 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 blah. And they're going to think all of that. Matters not what you say or how you handle it. People that don't understand or want to understand why you're making decisions for yourself, they're going to think what they want. Let them. Covered that in a previous video. So if they're going to think what they want anyway, why are you carrying that around with you? Good question, right? We carry guilt for things that we feel bad, that we maybe could have handled better. Hopefully as adults, we're not actively doing things wrong, like that we shouldn't be doing, like stealing from the grocery store or skimming off the top at work or any of those things that I would fire you for if you worked for me. We're not lying to our friends. We're not trying to subvert people. So we're basically good people trying to make a difference in the world in a good way. So what are you really doing that's that wrong that you need to carry that much guilt around? Okay, so stop. I deal with this daily in the course of dealing with the eating disorder, among other things. Being a people pleaser works for you in a customer service atmosphere. And that's pretty much going to be the end of it. You can't please everybody. You're not even going to please all your customers. You're not always going to please your spouse. Your parents are not going to agree with everything that you ever do or choose for yourself. Your kids may not even understand some of your choices. or the things that you want to do. And that can be hurtful, because you want your kids to, especially if they're grown like mine, you want your kids to think that you're, oh yeah, mom's doing the thing, I'm proud of mom. Kids, they're grown, they're doing their own thing. They got their own lives, their own families, they're doing their own thing, and they might sit back and go, yeah, mom's doing something kind of cool. I'll find out about that later. But even if they actively don't approve, if you are on a good path that you know is going to take you to a good place, and you're making positive changes in your life and positive commitments in your life, then any guilt that you're going to feel for off-putting someone, open up the front door and drop kick that over the front fence. If you're not doing something wrong, guilt is not something that's serving you. And if it's not serving you, it needs to go. Now, this is a completely different one. We're not dealing with maybe you making bad choices, dangerous choices, your family decides to step in. We're not dealing with that in this video. We're only dealing with positive choices that you're making and positive things that you're doing in your life to make happen the goals that you want. And people aren't going to understand that. They're not going to understand why you won't go have a triple cheese pizza and 3 beers. They're not going to understand why you make the time, most of you, to get up and go to the gym first thing in the morning. Maybe they're not that motivated. They're not going to understand why you are so structured, because they see you as boring. And what does Jeff say about that? Structured, boring. Okay, but are you successful? These are things that you choose for yourself, and I'm not going to say that you shouldn't care what other people think. The people closest to you, obviously, you're going to care what they think, and you may want their input, even if you're like me. I like input from different places. I don't want everyone to agree with me all the time. There are people who only surround themselves with people who are like-minded, or who are going to completely agree with everything they say. Entre is a place where we are a bunch of like-minded people. It doesn't mean we agree on everything. It doesn't. It doesn't mean we all have the exact same beliefs. It doesn't mean we all have the exact same experiences, for sure. But if you're like me and you like input, that's cool. The trick is to take it as input and put it in a file called input up here, instead of putting in the file called things I should do. Wait, that person said I should probably do this. Wait, that person said I should probably do this. Second guessing yourself is one of the best ways for guilt to just kind of take over your life. And this is where self-worth is critical if you don't have it in place. Right? I struggle with self-worth a lot in my life. Sometimes I still do. I think we all will at some point. There's always going to be something that tests us, right? So, boiling it down, guilt for the sake of guilt, because it's a habit. Ooh, there's that word habit again, right? Guilt can become a habit, just like smoking is a habit. Eating chips with a sandwich is a habit. You don't have to have chips with a sandwich. There's a lot of things that are habits that we need to let them go. And guilt's one of them. For the sake of guilt, no. Save the guilt, put it away, and bring it out when you really screw up. And hopefully you won't. Guilt is for things that we did wrong that we need to make amends for. And we're human beings. That's always going to happen at some point. Save it for that. That's all I'm saying. And so that's the end of it for today. It already went longer than I thought. Sorry. Love you guys. Hope your Sunday is fantastic and productive, and may you start your week full of self-worth and commitment and energy. All right, take care. I'll see you on the next one.